You're watching E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to discuss Godzilla Monster Planet. And I know this was news that broke last week. We're going to be discussing a little bit about this second part to this Netflix anime trilogy. And you know, I had requests for this, of course. And you know, last week, a couple of things I want to mention actually before we get into this. First of all, April 6th, which is a Friday, will be the Patreon launch live stream. I'm going to be doing an extended live stream that day. It's not going to be your typical hour. We're going to have a lot of fun. I'm planning a couple of things for that day. And I definitely would like everybody to make it, come through, show your support. And we'll discuss more of that as the days close into that date. So basically last week we had another storm here in Massachusetts. So I had the kids with me for 2 days. And then, which was, I believe, Wednesday and Thursday. I think Tuesday was probably my last video. Wednesday and Thursday, and then Friday was a work day. And then the weekends, I spend my time with family. So that's why there hasn't been any videos up. So, and it turned out to be a dud too. So the storm, they closed school early Wednesday. So the kids got out of school like well, actually, I didn't even send my kids because they were taking kids into school at 8 o'clock and then letting them out like at 10 or 11. So I didn't even bother taking my kids to school. And then that night was supposed to be the storm. So the school's assuming that the next day was going to be worse because that's when all the snow was supposed to be piled on the floor. Closed school the next day, and it turned out to be a big dud. There was no hardly any accumulation of snow. It was mainly rain and heavy winds. So yeah, thank you, weather. But anyway, so that's that. So we have a lot of catching up to do, and I know a lot of people have questions regarding Pacific Rim and stuff like that, and I didn't actually get to see it, so that's another thing. But I'll talk about that in a separate video. But let's talk about this. Godzilla City on the Edge of Battle. And basically this news dropped last week regarding information on the second part of the trilogy. So we have 2 new characters that are going to be in the second part of this story. And they're going to be represented by actors Raina Ueda and Ari Ozawa. Ueda is going to be playing Maina, M-A-I-N-A, for those. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that one way or the other. And then Ari Ozawa is playing Miana. And they have pictures of them here on this site. I'll put it's at animenetwork.com. And they have, they look like twins, basically. Look like twins. It's going to be released May 18th in Japan. So, if you want to add 3 months to that, so May, June, July. So you figure for us, probably late August, we'll see it on Netflix. If not, you know, give or take a month. And the big deal with this second part is we're going to be getting Mechagodzilla, which is going to be a lot of fun to see Mechagodzilla battle it out with Godzilla Earth or Godzilla Planet, however way you want to describe them. And, you know, I gotta say, considering how OP Godzilla is in this movie, it's gonna be interesting to see just how OP they make Mechagodzilla if they hope for the fight to be competitive. And there's been a synopsis added. It's actually a rather long one because it includes parts of the first movie that we saw. But I'll pick it up from the ending of the first one. So the victory is short-lived. Rising from the depths of the planet is a new breed of monster dubbed Godzilla Earth. Evolving for 20,000 years, the creature stands 300 meters high, weighs over 100,000 tons, and wields such overwhelmingly destructive power that Haruo and company have no choice but to run for their life. Coming to Haruo's rescue, however, is Miana, a member of an aboriginal tribe called the Holtua. They are the first humanoid people and returnees have encountered. Could they descend from humans? Our tribal god was destroyed by Godzilla. All that we have left are these eggs. Anyone who has tried to fight or resist him. All we have left are these eggs, excuse me. In terms of Godzilla, anyone who has tried to fight or resist him has been drowned in fire. The tribespeople say that Haruo, who responds with, "This is our last hope of recovering our home." So, meanwhile, Belusaludo, Commander Galugu, is elated to discover that the Hutua tribe's arrowheads are made of a nanometal of self-sustaining metal. It had been developed in the 21st century as an anti-Godzilla killer weapon deployed at their decisive battle fought at the foot of Mount Fuji, but had been destroyed before it could be activated in the form of a Mechagodzilla. The nanometal was its base substance and proof that the manufacturing plant can still be used. So it looks like some of the technologies of the past may give them hope for their future in terms of battling Godzilla. So apparently this looks like this nanometal was actually being used to begin early developments of Mechagodzilla. So it'll be interesting to see if the construction of him ever began, if it ever finished, but I mean, look, I like the first movie, the first part of the series. Obviously the ending is the best part of the movie. I like the story setup. I know the characters still need a lot of work because they mainly focused on one character, which is the main character, of course, and he could be annoying. I don't want to say he was annoying all the time. I just didn't like when he went all ham and he started screaming and stuff like that. But the story in and of itself, I like very much because like I said before, one thing I've always wanted to see was a Godzilla that just is absolutely indestructible. And while most Godzillas are like that, the one I like about this one is that nothing could stop him, not even temporarily. In many Godzilla movies, we see him temporarily stopped in some way or shape or form. But in this movie, there was no answer. And that's what I like about it. And it's pushed humanity to the brink of extinction. And to me, that's a new thing. That's something that we haven't seen before. And that's one of the things I love about this movie. So, look, it sounds exciting. I mean, who doesn't want to see Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla? I mean, what's one of my favorite all-time Godzilla movies was Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla from the 70s. And Mechagodzilla's always had some of the best movies with Godzilla. Even the one from the 90s was very good. So I think this, hopefully this is just as good as any other Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla battle in terms of, having him duke it out with his robot counterpart. Hopefully the story continues to grow in this. We have a pretty good idea of what's happened, obviously, to Earth, humanity, things of that nature. So hopefully we get a little bit more character development in this one. And I'm talking about the other characters, not just the main character. And obviously we have two new primary characters coming in that are native to Earth after everything's happened, which I'm sure is going to be a big surprise for the humans and the aliens that are revisiting the planet, probably not expecting to meet anyone else. So I think it's going to be pretty good. I'm looking forward to it. It sucks we have to wait a little while, but we knew that was going to happen. We pretty much know that. I'm guessing we'll get it around August, and then we'll get the final part by the end of the year. And that's actually pretty good, because then that segues right into Godzilla King of the Monster the following years, a couple of months into 2019. So, but I like what I'm reading so far. The little image that we get of Mechagodzilla is pretty good, and I think I think it'll be good. I think it'll be a good story. I think there's potential here based off the first one, and let's see if they build on that potential in the second movie, and we get a little bit more characterization, a good fighting scene, and continuing to progress the story. So what do you guys think about what you know so far regarding the second part of the Godzilla Monster Planet series, Godzilla City on the Edge of Battle? And we'll talk more about it as we learn more leading to the eventual release. Anyway, guys, that's it for this video. This is Rob signing off on E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. You can follow E.T.N on Facebook, Twitch or Twitter, or join the Nation Facebook page. Don't forget to click that subscribe button on your way out.